one of the questions I was going to ask, and it's something that I ask everyone because I think you've more than demonstrated your experience in the topic, that I'm sure if people wanted to get in touch, they can, and obviously have the private kind of conversation. But almost two questions that I ask everyone, and in many ways, I see this as almost the most valuable part of the interview, is a chance for you to share your own advice and experience, but either to other business owners or even people coming through. So like the 18, 20-year-old yourself kind of thing. So can I ask you, what's the best piece of advice you've ever had?
The best piece of advice I've ever been given, Steve, is to accept anything worth having is not easy. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth having. And therefore, be clear and persevere.
Okay, simple. It's cool. And then the other one, if you were to give advice to your younger self, and you can pick any age, any background, the guy in Nottingham, person at school, whatever you wish, what would it be?
I think my advice would be to make sure that whilst you are pursuing your career, your ambition, your dream, that you make sure the view you appreciate along the way.
Okay, that's a good point. I think often people do get tied up in head down work, 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 and then suddenly they're 65 and
That's
maybe
right.
they haven't achieved what they want. And that's also true for business owners as well. Often people go day to day and they haven't actually got their eyes on a particular prize, because
Correct.
actually if your ambition is to achieve a certain lifestyle and work 2 days a week, you can actually probably achieve that quicker than you think. But unless you actually plan towards a goal, people will just work harder and they just get into a trap. And it's very common. So I see that.
Correct, Stephen. The only thing I'd say is a parting comment is, I mentioned earlier the need for business owners to have good advisors, to have people around them who they can go to for confidential conversations and to be constructively challenged.
Mhm.
I myself have two mentors. One is a business mentor and one is a life coach. And those two individuals are incredibly important because likewise, I need to be challenged. I need to have someone or persons around me who encourage me to think differently. And, the one thing, Steve, I was viciously guilty of when I was, maybe in my mid-20s was that I was viciously ambitious, often at the cost of not only, the time that I wasn't spending with my friends and family, but also maybe at the cost of making sure the relationships I was building were lifelong, sustainable relationships.
Okay.
I now know that, but definitely knowing that sooner in my career, I think probably would have meant not only would I have spent more time with my now wife, but definitely would have meant that maybe, I wouldn't have found myself, not spending the amount of time that I now do spend with my family and my beautiful 4-year-old daughter, who absolutely now, is my priority. But I only know that because I've probably made the mistake before of prioritizing business and my career over my family. And of course, those different facets of my life and of your life, Stephen, of everyone's life, are as equally important, but for different reasons. So all need to be prioritized.